You know, in the world of business, we talk about legends, but we also face dragons. Now, these aren't the fire-breathing kind. No, they're much trickier. They hoard your company's most valuable treasure, its data, and lock it away in these dark, disconnected caves, creating chaos and confusion. Well, in this explainer, we're going to gear up and embark on a quest to finally slay that dragon.
And this quote, it just nails it. It's from the legendary Data Warehouse Toolkit, and it perfectly describes the beast that so many of us are up against. If you've spent any time at all in data warehousing or business intelligence, you know this feeling. It's this creature that's born from complexity, from isolation, and you can feel its impact all across the business.
And that's the thing. This beast, this bane of modern business, it's a dragon we all recognize, right? We're going to call it the dragon of data chaos, and it is high time we learned how to defeat it for good. Okay, so our quest begins in a kingdom that's basically under siege. This is the world that the dragon of data chaos rules over, and believe me, its presence just poisons everything it touches. So what does this dragon's reign actually look like? Well, it's a land of total confusion. Your sales reports are saying one thing, but the finance reports say something completely different. Your business users are burning hours, maybe even days, just trying to figure out which number is right, instead of, actually doing their jobs. And the decisions getting made? They're based on shaky, inconsistent data. There's no single source of truth, just these warring factions of information. But look, every quest needs a hero, and every hero needs a legendary weapon. For us, for the data warehouse and BI team, that weapon has to be forged from some pretty powerful, ancient wisdom. And it has a name, the star schema. And this is the blueprint for that weapon, the dimensional model. That's the core idea. It's a way of designing your data that focuses on two things above all else, making it simple and making it fast. It organizes everything in a way that just makes sense to a business user, and it allows for ridiculously fast analysis. This comparison really shows why we need a totally new kind of weapon. On the left, you've got your standard operational systems. Think of them as the everyday tools of the kingdom. They are fantastic at processing transactions, one at a time, super fast. But ask them to do deep analysis, forget it. They're clunky and slow. Our dimensional model, on the right, is forged for one single purpose, supporting analysis. It's simple, it's built for speed, and it stores all the history you could ever want. So our weapon has two key parts. At its very core, you have the fact table. This is the razor-sharp edge of the blade. It's got the numbers, the sales figures, the inventory counts, all those key measurements. But a blade is pretty useless without a hilt to hold it, right? That's where dimension tables come in. They give you all that rich, descriptive context, the who, what, where, when, and why behind all those numbers. But a hero never ever just charges into battle without a strategy. We need a map, a master plan that's going to guide this entire campaign. And for us, that map is called the bus matrix. Now, if you're talking best practices, this is it. This is one of the absolute most critical steps for making the whole process efficient. The bus matrix is our architectural blueprint. By taking the time to plan with this tool right from the start, we make sure every single piece we build later on is going to sit together perfectly. You end up with an integrated system that can actually grow with the business, not break it. Okay, so here's how you read our map. See the rows? Each one is a different business process, like retail sales or inventory. And the columns? Those are our shared common dimensions, things like product or customer. Wherever you see an X, that means that dimension is part of that process. This is what guarantees that the product dimension you use for sales is the exact same one used for inventory. This is how we start to build a truly unified kingdom. All right, with our weapon designed and our map in hand, it's time to actually start forging this thing. We've got to take the raw materials, all of our messy source data, and guide it through the tough, challenging trials of what we call the ETL gauntlet. Now, this gauntlet has three main stages. First, we extract the raw data ore from all those different disconnected source systems. Next comes the most critical step of all, clean and conform. This is where we purify the data, hammer out all the inconsistencies, and reshape it to match the master plan from our biz matrix. This is really where the magic happens. And finally, we deliver that finished, pristine, reliable data into the hands of our business users. But of course, this gauntlet has its own monsters lurking inside. And one of the toughest is the parent-child hierarchy. Just think of a really complex product category system, or maybe a messy organizational chart. It's this tangled beast of a data structure that can stop a project dead in its tracks if you don't know how to tame it.
So how do we tame it? With some powerful magic, of course. This right here, it's not just code. It's basically a spell. This little snippet of Power Query M is what's called a recursive function. It's an incantation our data wizards use during that conform step to unravel and flatten that tangled hierarchy. Using sophisticated tools like this to optimize the architecture early on, that is a best practice that makes the entire quest faster and more successful.
So, after passing through the gauntlet, our weapon is finally forged, our data is pure, and we can confront that dragon of chaos, not with a bunch of scattered attacks, but with a single, unified, and powerful source of truth. And just like that, the beast is slain, the kingdom is transformed. So, what does this new, restored realm actually look like? Well, for starters, it's simple and fast. Your users are getting answers in seconds, not hours. It's consistent. The numbers finally add up across every department. It's credible, which means it provides a solid foundation you can actually trust for making big decisions. And maybe most importantly, it's integrated. Data from sales, inventory, and finance can all be analyzed together, seamlessly. With that dragon gone, your business users are finally empowered. Data is no longer this monster that has to be fought every single day. Instead, it becomes the kingdom's greatest asset, a deep well of wisdom, insight, and a serious competitive advantage.
See, that's the power of a really well-planned quest. You've seen the map with the buzz matrix, you've seen the weapon in the star schema, and you've even seen the spells needed to forge it. So now, the only question left is, which data dragon in your organization are you going to conquer first?